Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier for Breeders' Cup Focus. 15 days away from the Breeders' Cup Classic. Let's take a look at the main contenders ranked by order of daily racing form national handicapper Mike Watchmaker's preliminary morning line. And Mr. Watchmaker has Gunrunner, the 9-5 morning line favorite. Arrogate, the defending winner of the Breeders' Cup Classic, at 2-1. Collected, who beat Arrogate on the square, I thought, last time out in the Pacific Classic, at 5-1. The improving 3-year-old for Bob Baffert. Who else? West Coast, 10-1. Baffert has 3 of the 4 leading lights. Diversify, winner of the Jockey Club Gold Cup, brings some speed to the party at 15-1. And that's good news for the late-running, long-striding Key Nice at 20-1. Mubtahij won the Awesome again for Bob Baffert at 20-1. Gunavera at 30. 3-year-old Pavel also at 30. Win the Space at 30-1 as well. Matt, let's begin with Gunrunner. We're going to go back to his big effort in the Woodward last time out at Saratoga, where he's just taking this thing over and is striding away. And this has been Gunrunner since he's come back from Dubai. Unstoppable.
Yeah, I loved everything about this, where he sat a little bit off the pace, let Neolithic go, wasn't going to be an issue for him, takes over and absolutely destroys this field. He's very, very talented. You see him with the lead changes. We've gone over. It doesn't matter. He's just bored out there, basically. I think he deserves to be the favorite for the Breeders' Cup Classic. I don't know about 10 furlongs still. I don't know if that's his ideal distance, where maybe with some of these other horses, 10 furlongs is really what they want. But boy, it's hard to argue with anything he's done this year.
It's a good point, to be sure. Of course, he also has to deal with the Del Mar surface, which can be a bit quirky at times. But the best thing going for him, not only is his class, not only is his ability, it's his tactical speed, because you have several confirmed front runners in this race, several confirmed one-run closers. Gunrunner is the best of both worlds. He can sit in the middle if need be. He is very tractable, and you got to think he's going to get the jump on some of the big closers turning into the stretch.
Yeah, you assume even with a horse like Arrogate, you would think that whomever goes to the front, whether it's Diversify or it's Collected or it's anybody else that's going to be forwardly placed, you're going to have Gunrunner breathing down their neck throughout, and then just in behind him you'll have Arrogate. Now the question is, do you believe Arrogate is the same Arrogate that was good enough to just absolutely dismantle Gunrunner, about 6-7 months ago?
That was in the Dubai World Cup at 1.25 miles. Their fortunes have gone totally different ways since returning from the Middle East. Again, Gunrunner unstoppable. Arrogate still looking for his first win. He did not run well at all in the San Diego Handicap. Bob Baffert was hoping for better in this race, the Pacific Classic. He is in third right now. It looks like he is in big trouble, while Baffert's Speedy Collected is stolen away to the lead. But now you see Arrogate drop his head. He's beginning to run. Does he just not like Del Mar? This was a very fast race. He ran a 1:14 buyer speed figure on a surface he didn't like, or did he just get beat on the square?
Well, I think it was a little bit of everything. I think he got beat on the square by Collected, who at this point in the game, I feel like is the forgotten horse. I'm not sure why. I mean, all he's done is gone out and be awesome this year on the dirt. I think the thing with Arrogate, if you're looking to paint a positive picture for him, the San Diego is essentially just a non-effort. And if you really want to say that, really his first effort back from Dubai was the Pacific Classic at 10 furlongs, and he lost by a half a length. If you're trying to really paint a positive picture, painting the negative, he's run all of his worst races at Del Mar, and guess what? The Classic happens to be there.
Perhaps the horse still with the most upside potential is West Coast. The 3-year-old division was really looking for a star. After all the uncertainty throughout the Triple Crown season, all the inconsistent performances from some of the big names of the spring, and West Coast, like Arrogate did last year, boy, let's look at this performance in the Pennsylvania Derby. He came out of nowhere and he won the Travers after winning the Los Alamitos Derby, and here he just plays with this field.
Yeah, he destroys it, and you know what? This is actually a pretty decent field. Unfortunately, the ill-fated IRAP is running second, but he turned into a really, really nice 3-year-old, and you've got some other quality ones back there as well. They're no match for West Coast. Now, you and I talked about it a little bit early with that lead change, turning for home. We'll find out. He feels like the buzz horse leading into the Classic. If you're looking for an alternative to the top 3, I'm still not convinced that he's quite ready for a step up like that, because strictly from a speed figure standpoint, he's not nearly as fast as the top 3.
Let's throw up the list one more time. The leading contenders for the Breeders' Cup Classic, 15 days out. For all of the expanded contender lists, for updates, you can go to drf.com/BC leading up to the Breeders' Cup. We talked about the top 4. Is there anyone else on this list that you could see pulling off a giant upset?
Boy, to beat everyone, I'm not so sure. I know Key Nice. He's going to come with his run.
It's his distance.
Yeah.
He might get the pace set up. There's always been a question of whether he's this level.
I got to be honest with you, though. I was always one of the people that said, hey, he's just not this good. I thought his Jockey Club was very, very good considering the pace dynamic. And look, I love Pavel. I'm just afraid this is a little bit too much too soon. I think he could be a monster as a 4-year-old.
But it's still a fascinating matchup between Gunrunner for Steve Asmussen Arrogate, last year's Breeders' Cup Classic winner for Bob Baffert, and perhaps waiting in the wings. Baffert with the four-headed monster, but the two other big names are Collected and West Coast. We'll see you next week on Breeders' Cup Focus.